Heyo, this is the Insane Game Freak here to talk to you about my top 5 simulcasting Crunchyroll spring animes of 2015. Yeah! So we're just not gonna talk about you being gone for over a week and really not giving any indication as to why. So, as I would usually do, and I'm trying to make this a consistent thing, but I kind of wanted to wait until a decent number of episodes of the shows I was watching out before I start talking about them. But there are enough episodes out, so I think we can probably talk about them. So here are my top 5 shows, starting with number 5, Nisekoi Season 2. Now, if anyone doesn't know, Nisekoi the first season hasn't even been out that long, and there's already a second season. Granted, Nisekoi has a decent number of chapters you can adapt from, especially considering a lot of them can kind of run as spin-off episodes in themselves. Now, when it comes to Nisekoi, it's like, oh, why is it number 5? Why is this even on your list? For one, I'm an avid reader of the manga. I consistently read the Nisekoi manga. And the one thing I've said, just like I've said in the review, link in the description, Nisekoi is a show that its biggest strength is how balanced it is with its females. See, as I've said before, a lot of harems have the tendency of introducing like 5 to 8 different girls and then only really focus on like 1 or 2 of them, and even has the main character have a blatant love interest from the beginning, which is like the worst way of handling a harem because you're not interested in it. And yes, people will go, but Nisekoi is a Shonen Jump title. So was To Love Ru. Nisekoi lives and dies by the fact that it does enough to inch the story forward, but at the same time still kind of lingers with the same type of filler bullshit that you've come to know from these slice of life type anime. And the cool thing is that in this season, I know for a fact every girl will get their shine. Number 4, JoJo Part 3 Season 2 Battle in Egypt. Why is JoJo on this list? Because we're finally getting to the part I care about. I haven't really talked about JoJo Part 3 that much, but the most thing I can really say about it is that it's nothing but fights. The one thing I don't care for is that JoJo Part 3 is literally nothing but fights. And that's all it is. But that's not what and that's the most shonen JoJo gets. And I know people like that. And the fights are relatively creative, it's just that that's all you have, and you don't really care about anything else because the anime doesn't care about anything else. And that's because it's a mindless show. And as much as I say how it's still, to me, Jotaro is like the most uninteresting protagonist we've seen so far, I'm still watching it on a weekly basis. And why is because it's all come down to this. The versus the and that is the glory and the love and the pride and joy of Part 3. And that is in this season. So yay! Moving on. Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works Season 2. Now for those who don't know, Fate Stay Night is based off a visual novel, light novel, video game, eroge game, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it has 3 separate endings, each represented by a different girl and by a different title. The Fate route, the Heaven's Field route, and the Unlimited Blade Works route. Guess what we're watching? Yeah! And once again, I'm not super excited about this show, but the difference between this and JoJo is that JoJo, I'm really just looking forward to the last section of the damn series, at least of this part, versus Unlimited Blade Works, it has a lot of interesting tidbits about it. Unfortunately, because it's based off a light novel game, that for all intents and purposes, you need all 3 endings to get the full story of all the characters, and that kind of sucks. But the stuff that's there is pretty good, even though I still think you shouldn't have this many tsundere characters be in the damn main spotlight. That's why that is at number 3. Number 2, My Love Story. This is not a hard fuck. Now, I haven't really watched an enjoyable well, that's a lie. I've watched this enjoyable shoujo, but I was overdue for a new one. And My Love Story came in and swept me off my motherfucking feet. Now, for those who don't know, My Love Story is a shoujo I got introduced to because it actually had a crossover with Nisekoi. It pretty much takes itself the pseudo non-anime route in the sense that they didn't do the stupid pretty girl with pretty guy thing. They did the weird looking guy with the pretty girl thing. The one thing about shoujos that people have to remember, they are there to give you diabetes. They're there to poison you with their sweetness and make you vomit rainbows. And My Love Story does that shit in motherfucking spades. Takeo is a G, Sunakawa is my nigga, and fucking Yamato is adorable. Also, it's animated by Madhouse. You know what else Madhouse is animating this year? One Punch Man! And finally, number one. I am the darkness. I am the watchful eye that protects over this fair school. I am the one who will go to the lowest lows to protect the ones I care about. I am Hikigaya. Teehee. Fucking Snafu Season 2. I don't even need... Guys, look, if you've seen my review on this, link in the description, you would already know what this is. You should know where this is coming from. You know that show was great in Season 2 is hitting that character development like it stole its money and it owes it for the crack it bought from it 2 years ago. It ain't the point. It's legit. Oh, my boy and my girls are going in. And also, for those who don't know, Snafu Season 2 is a show pretty much analyze and deconstruct the problems with society and social norms. And you get to see that from a perspective of someone who's been completely burned by human beings and society in itself. And for the love of God, if you didn't know who Batman was in animated form, you haven't met Hachiman Hikigaya, motherfucker. I may be slightly obsessed with this show. That was my list of the shows that I'm enjoying this season. There are other ones, and there are some recommendations people have talked about. So please put those in the comment section below. I'm a little wild right now because I'm having Hikigaya's withdrawal. I've only watched the 5th episode like twice. I need to watch it 3 more times. That's the game. Play to win. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.